Come here, Bella. Girl. Hey guys, it's Tony with Geek Designs. Today, I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to talk to you about what are the fundamentals of graphic design. Remember, design videos come out every Monday, so get subscribed for that. So the basic fundamentals of graphic design are pretty simple, actually. There's something that every designer needs to know before they even start saying they're a graphic designer. You need to master these. You need to make sure that when you're working, you're not even thinking about them and incorporating them into your work to make it better. These are in no particular order, as they can be used interchangeably in different ways to get different results. Fundamental number 1, contrast. The best way to describe contrast is think of it as how well can you tell your elements apart from each other in your overall design. So you could have elements that are contrasting by shape, by size, by color, by tone, by which one's in front of the other. These are things you need to think about. You need to make sure that when your design is in black and white, that you can see it clearly. The best way to do this is always start your design in black and white. Then you know when it gets printed off a Xerox or a printer that doesn't print in color, that it's going to look right and people are still going to be able to interpret your design. Fundamental number 2, repetition. Repetition is exactly what it sounds like, the consistent repeating of something in your design. It could be an object that you keep repeating over and over again to show that that's important to look at, or it could be the repetition of using a specific font to make sure that it's consistent, or it could be the repetition of using a logo throughout the whole thing. This could help people think that, okay, this is the brand I should be concentrating on. Funnel number 3, alignment. This fundamental means that you need to align your objects together. This could mean in multiple different things. But the main thing you want to keep in mind when using this fundamental is you want to use it in a matter of creating direction. You want to make sure that people's eyes can follow your design in such a way that makes sense. Fundamental number 4, color. Now before you even tackle this fundamental, you need to make sure that you understand basic color theory. It's very easy to learn, and I can show you a tool that will learn. When adding color to a design, you need to make sure it carries the right tone. This is where color theory is going to help you. By learning basic color theory, you'll understand that you don't need to add the entire rainbow into your design to make it successful. Fundamental number 5, shapes. Knowing what shapes to use when can come real in handy. Like when you're talking about a more girly or feminine brand, would you really want to use geometric shapes? You probably want to use more organic shapes to communicate well with that target demographic. I would also group in fonts with this fundamental, because fonts can also have a different connection with target audiences depending on what style of font you use. Fundamental number 6, hierarchy. Now, hierarchy is going to incorporate a lot of the other ones that we've already talked about. You're going to make sure that when someone looks at it, they know what the first thing to look at, they want to know what the last thing to look at is, and they want to follow it all in between. There's a couple of ways of doing this. It can depend on position, it can depend on size, it can depend on color. There's multiple ways you can achieve hierarchy. It just depends what's the best way to acquire or get it at that point in time for that design. There's multiple other fundamentals. There's some that people say are important. There's some other that people say important. I think these are the most important for any successful design to have. So I would go experiment with some black and white squares and start figuring out, well, how do you do repetition right? How do you use hierarchy and color to create a dynamic design? I would start learning the basics here. But these fundamentals, make sure that you can learn them to the point where you don't even realize that you're using them anymore. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you learned something good today. I hope you learned the basic fundamentals and take them with you and improve upon them. Remember, design videos come out every Monday. So see you then. Bye. Bella, what are you doing?